Well, hello and welcome to another Daily Dominion. Today I'll start with a disclaimer that today or maybe tomorrow might be the last time in a while that I will be recording, as I will go to Texas for an observing run for from Wednesday to Wednesday essentially for 2 weeks, and I think it's going to be very fun but also very draining, and I don't know about the logistics yet, so I don't plan on recording there. So yeah, just so you know, and don't worry if there are no videos coming out. But yeah, let's focus on this daily. It's an allies based daily. Fitting for Monday, we have two expansions, and yeah, it comes with a lot of stuff, as allies stuff usually does. Like, we have just 4 cards in the augurs, we have 4 cards in the forts, we have an ally that comes with the liaison or the liaisons. Yeah, there's underling and sycophant. And yeah, let's discuss these briefly. If you want to read through, well, I guess this view is better here. If you want to read through those, then feel free to pause the video now. I think here what is going to be very important is that Herb Gatherer is the only plus buy, and that means that, well, either you play with Herb Gatherer and you build a good engine, or you are denied the Herb Gatherer and just go for fast, big money. And fast, big money doesn't look all that bad, as the trashing is not that great. I mean, there's Moneylender for copper trashing, there is also Acolyte from the Augurs pile to get rid of your estates. You may trash an action or victory card to gain golds from them, and then you may trash the Acolyte itself later to gain another Augur, like a Sorceress or Sybil are both welcome cards to the deck, I think. But apart from that, you cannot really gain cards during your turn except for with Hillfort, but Hillfort is not likely to be revealed, as early on Herb Gatherer, Villages, and Underlings are much more important targets for 3-cost card buys, and then Garrison also is not that great, especially if you compare it to Highwayman. Garrison is great in kingdoms where you would naturally gain a lot of cards during your turn. Here, I think you mostly buy 2 cards. Maybe later on you gain more cards. I guess with the Acolyte you can also gain cards during your turn, but really I don't think the forts are going to be that important here. Highwayman is a nice money enabler, and so is a laboratory, like just stacking up on a few highwaymen or 1 or 2 highwaymen and a few laboratories can get you going rather okayish, especially if you add like 1 or 2 innkeepers with that to sift through some of your junk. So we need to be careful and not straggle too far, but I think it's going to be worth building here. I don't know. So we are probably going to try to do that. The kingdom plot looks as follows, and we have some good stuff for the engines, but as I said, the thinning is on the awkward side. But yeah, the draw is good with Laboratory, Highwayman, and Villages also around. The gains are on the limited side, as I said, mainly Herb Gatherer and Hillfort and Acolyte can gain you extra cards. The attack stuff is weak, but it's there. Like, if Sorceresses get revealed, you will be able to curse your opponent, and that will be very strong in this kingdom, as there is no curse trashing whatsoever. So that's also another reason why going for Herb Gatherer early on and going for the Augurs pile might pay off. And yeah, so that might be the way to go. And that brings me to the openings. Actually, I I think I messed up with the turn 2 for the 3-4. I think you're guaranteed to hit 4 for buying the moneylender there. I somehow thought, you were likely to miss one of the coppers in your hand, but if you have three coppers in your hand, an herb gatherer and an estate, you're guaranteed to hit four. So maybe you go for moneylender there rather than the silver. Although silver also isn't that bad. And playing the herb gatherer on turn 2 means that you can immediately rotate away from the herb gatherers and AI won't be able to buy in. On the 4-3, which is what we have, we might actually maybe the 3-4 immediately denying the AI of from getting the herb gatherer is actually the play here. Whatever you do. Let me think about this. Maybe we don't open moneylender and just, even on our 4-3, have the odds of hitting only 3 on turn 2, but I think it's gonna be fine. And we just add maybe an underling or a silver and go from there. And that would also mean that we delay our trashing, our moneylender, but we would guarantee to go for the herb gatherer. Of course, if AI buys an herb gatherer itself on turn 1, then we cannot deny that, but still, let's see. And the 5-2 looks quite nice with playing the highwayman on turn 2 with Trapper's Lodge around, and yeah, I don't know. What do we do? Yeah, I think we do go for the Herb Gatherer top deck play. The nice thing about Moneylender top decking is that, of course, we already trash one of our coppers early on. We put this Herb Gatherer into the shuffle with the Moneylender, which is not that great. But yeah, maybe we go for this. And we are lucky enough to immediately hit 4 again uh, with the moneylender. Or actually, we could also think about getting an acolyte. The problem about the acolyte early on might be that we're not guaranteed, we're far from guaranteed of lining it up with our estates. So maybe just this early on going for moneylender is better. We hit 3 here, which is fine as we do shuffle. Do not want to reveal the sorceress just yet. Then put in a village, and maybe that will help us to pair up the herb gatherer and moneylender with the good stuff. We can buy and gain a highwayman here. We hit. Wow, AI is going for those acolytes. I did not expect that, to be honest. Let's not do this. It's also milling them, which is a bit annoying. Just go for a second village. Silver might also be good with the herb gatherer, but like this is fine, I think. And we should get an acolyte ourselves here if we can. Apparently we cannot. Being denied completely of the acolytes is kind of annoying. Playing the village there was not that bad because we have the herb gatherer that will be able to discard this stuff. And yeah, no, we don't rotate here, but rather go for acolyte and yet another village because we do really want to trash out those estates. But this also means that now the AI has access to the sorcerers. Could also think about going for underling over village. That would be, or silver over village, which would both seem like fine options, but maybe we yeah, the village isn't doing that much for us. It's just ensuring that we can collide our terminals in a better way, and this draw is not looking good. Well, let's see. AI is probably going to buy Sorceress, yeah, and Trapper is lodging it. And yeah, we could decide to gain a Sorceress ourselves here. But I think thinning out the rest of the estates is better. This is still really bad, of course. This is not what you like to see for your early draws, and this also not great. We are not cursed here, but AI manages to pick up yet another sorceress, and we really need to get one ourselves. And AI is going for that. Okay. Now, what do we have down here? I think the most likely card might still be Village. We do have two estates. I think we have two villages, two estates, and the Acolyte and the Herb Gatherer. So yeah, we're not super likely. Yeah, it's an estate. Um, to we were not super likely to be able to guess correctly, but yeah, maybe we actually add an innkeeper here, which would enable us to maybe sift through some things and then set up sorceress stuff. Yeah, but I don't like our position, to be honest. I would have loved to pick up a second sorceress. But well, maybe we get to do so here. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's draw through a bit of things, I think. Just to also know better what kinds of things we have down there. There's a village moneylender and a village moneylender and, well, we can draw one card, which is the village. Maybe we draw the moneylender here. No, okay, we are guaranteed to curse AI here, which is amazing. And we do get to play all of our terminals. We do get to trash the Acolyte now that we only have one estate left. I think it's worth it to trash it for the Sorceress and then immediately go for Sybils. And yeah, this is looking great. I only now realize the anti-synergy of Herb Gatherer and or the counter of Highwayman and Herb Gatherer, but for us it's fine to just put one of those treasures into play to hit 6 here. But yeah, it seems like our innkeeper play has already paid off, as we I mean, it looks like AI is also building a lot. And wait, let's first go for this. What do we have down there? We have a sorceress, a village, and actually, if we play the Sybil, draw 4 cards, top deck 4 cards, we're guaranteed to be able to guess them correctly. So let's just do that. That was a copper we top decked, so let's curse AI twice over here. And yeah, get rid of one more copper. Now here having another I having another uh, acolyte might sorry for my brain just not just thinking straight there. Another acolyte would have been great. I think we just grab, to be honest, I'm fine with just grabbing maybe we pivot into garrison stuff, or we keep our deck under control until under complete control until the curses are gone, and then we see how we go from there. But maybe going for a 10 tier isn't that bad actually. It's some money, or and we have one more action left. But maybe this also wants to just be a silver. Yeah, not super sure. I think underling at this point isn't doing that much good for us. That would justify going for. Okay, interesting. It seemed to have top decked the sorcerers there instead of top decking a card that would be guaranteed to guess correctly. And yeah, so far AI's guesses haven't been all too great, fortunately for us. We, on the other hand, I think we discard 3. We have 2 Sybils in there and more village. And are thus more or less guaranteed to get good stuff. Yeah, we can top deck copper, bottom deck gold, actually bottom deck silver in case I miscounted. And yeah, just go for the copper guess here. And if we play the Sybil now, we can draw both of the cards that we would need to otherwise. Top deck copper, bottom deck estate. Go for the sorceress. I just want to. I'm really in a focus right now to make sure I don't make any mistakes here. That would be very silly. And at this point, yeah, having a leftover acolyte would have been great. But what can you do? Essentially, the silver is now as good as a copper. Of course, we do want to play the Herb Gatherer. I'm sorry for having to undo. But yeah, we can go for maybe just Herb Gatherer gold at this point, to be honest. Add a buy, add a gold. We have the action. And yeah, we're rather lucky that we haven't been cursed by AI so far. Yeah, but this will probably happen anytime this turn. Didn't AI top deck a Sybil? Why doesn't it use its Sybil in conjunction with its sorcerers? This strikes me as really, really bad. I mean, it is building quite the alright deck and going for Province there, but I think we will just completely dominate whatever we do at this point. Top deck Moneylender, bottom deck Estate, just because we have cursed it so much more than it has cursed us. Like, I mean, it has cursed us 0 times. Let's now guess for a silver. And yeah, this is it. Get to play some of our terminals. Now we also don't need to play the moneylender anymore. I think we can actually buy a copper here, another gold, and another village. Soon we need to stock up on draw a bit. But I think for now, with the Sybil and with the ability to discard a few things we don't need, it's fine. Okay, there we gain our first curse, but AI is already has 7 curses in its deck. So here, yeah. Okay, maybe AI is smart now and does the Sybil Sorceress thing. The visual bug still allows us to see which card it bottom decks and top decks, but now at least the top deck the gold, and then okay, I haven't completely lost my faith in you. I mean, I kind of have seen some weird plays in the past few weeks from it, but oh well. And yeah, we really ought to, now the sources doesn't matter anymore. We really ought to score now. Maybe let's get a, do we even have treasure in there anymore? I don't think so. Let's draw 3 and discard 3. We can, yeah, I don't know, discard this stuff and use one of the herb gatherers to play this silver. The copper we would like to money lend. Oh, did I mess up? Yeah, I think I messed up there. We could have been a bit unlucky and bottom decked the highwayman. I did not realize we were short on 1 draw. Luckily, this doesn't come to bite me. But yeah, I'm very happy this didn't happen. But now we really ought to add draw, which might be just in the form of a laboratory and another innkeeper. I mean, innkeeper is not draw, but we can maybe go through a bit more junk. And well, we will also have less money next turn. Yeah, maybe another silver at this point. Vassal also might not be completely Actually, Vassal is much better than Silver right now. It's +1 card also because of the Sibyls being able to top deck stuff in convenient ways. I'm not too scared of AI taking off because AI's deck is full of junk. And I mean, it got the Highwayman in play there, but really um, not too much impressive stuff. Let's top deck a Laboratory, bottom deck a Curse, play the Laboratory, and hopefully, if yes, find one of our Innkeepers. Now we can play the Herb Gatherer to gather a silver. Ah, no! I thought I'm so stupid. I thought, wow. In the end, yeah, I decided to go for the Vassal there and completely forgot that I didn't. These are the things that really get to me that I can really improve upon playing. The things where actually we have another Sybil in there. Yeah, we can draw 5, discard 6, should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can draw into this with the Sybil. Before that, we can play the silver. Yeah, I shouldn't. This gold play was really. Or no, we need to play the Sybil first, otherwise the Deer Gatherer won't discard in a nice way. And yeah, playing the village doesn't do that much for us, so we can just go like that and like that. And we have at least 13. So we can add another Highwayman at this point now, some more start of turn reliability, and calmly collect another copper. And yeah, I think we should have AI in our bag. There is not that much it can threaten us with those 8 curses in its deck versus the 2 in our deck. Arguably, it did get a bit unlucky in guessing wrong, but well, this is what certainly can happen. We, on the other hand, we want to, I don't know, bottom deck the silver maybe to pick it up with the herb gatherer, with one of our herb gatherers if we find one. Hello? Do we find one? Well, time is going to tell. Probably +5. Discard 6. Yes. 5, 6. That looks good. And we can first play this silver. This also wasn't the smartest way to play, but at least we do find another herb gatherer. There is another gold in there, so we can do that. Yeah, my play order kind of caused this Highwayman to miss the shuffle. And we could just double province here, but really we don't need to. I think we're better off just stocking up on more draw and maybe more vassal. With the way our deck is kind of getting very, very messy at this point, maybe vassal isn't the best answer anymore. Maybe another innkeeper or even another herb gatherer that would more or less guarantee us to be able to finish the game next turn. Yeah, I mean, we're up 17 to 8. AI has a very junky deck. It doesn't have plus buy, so taking this herb gatherer is fine. And yeah, looking back at this game already, I think we're going to win this. I think we could have played the early game a bit better by going for the Acolyte earlier. That was like delaying it while AI just milled them was kind of bad because AI also got its hands on the first um on the on the first what should I call it, on the first sorceress, actually on the first 2 sorceresses before we really got any chance to do so. But yeah, let's go further. Maybe play the Sybil. Yeah, that's okay. Well, we can top deck. whatever, and bottom like that. Play the Herb Gatherer now, play a silver, play another Herb Gatherer, play a gold, play the Sorceress, get probably 5, discard 6, or maybe just +3. There's a laboratory down there. I mean, we just saw our discard pile. I think it's fine to go for this. And yeah, we might even find the laboratory. Now get to discard this last curse, put 2 Highwaymen in play, and yeah, finish the game in not that much style. I don't know, 18 turns was a very, very slow game. The Augurs, building around the Augurs was kind of an awkward build, but certainly correct. The way we built, getting access to the Sibyls earlier, securing the Herb Gatherer in the beginning, just being a bit more potent on the buys, and of course thinning our coppers was a huge difference. With AI, I mean, AI did have quite a scary early game, going through its estates, exchanging them for golds with, or trashing them for golds with acolytes, trashing acolytes for acolytes, almost locking us out of getting acolytes ourselves. And yeah, that was the scary thing, but then it didn't follow up on trashing its coppers, and then that junky deck meant that its sorceresses were less likely to find the correct things, and thus it was down 7-0 on curses when it first was able to curse us, whereas we at least got a bit lucky, or well, we had well-educated guesses with our guesses, I guess. Gosh, I can't talk. It's been a long day. I hope you're still with me, and as I said, I'm not sure whether I'll be able to record tomorrow. I'm pretty sure I won't be able to record the day after, and then the week after it's gonna be super busy, so probably no recordings. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will try to catch you in the next one whenever that might be. Until then, goodbye.